Welcome to Dogtown.
Hi.
Hey, today we're going to talk about muscle up transition. Okay, working on that sticking point that a lot of people struggle with, getting from below the rings up top into their muscle up. So here you go. Kelly's going to demo an awesome muscle up, quick down to the lower down, and all the way back down, just like that. So today we're going to show you a couple drills that we've developed to help you get through that transitional phase. Okay, very often everyone gets stuck right at the rings, and the rings start to turn out, and then you hit that kind of what we like to call the pterodactyl position here. Okay, wings out is no good for your muscle up. Okay, so we're going to take this over to the parallettes and show you a couple drills. All right, so the first drill we're going to talk about for the muscle up is based upon the Russian bar dip. Okay, you're going to start in an upper arm position from the parallel bars that we're going to take down to our little PVC pipes that we use for CrossFit. Okay?
Right.
So Kelly's going to start there. Okay, and quick to note, in this position, she's going to show you. Okay, bar is actually going to rest on your bicep. Okay, you're going to actually grab the side of the parallel bar. Okay, you're going to have a nice even balance of pressure on your hand and your bicep. Okay, feet are forward. Obviously, we're a little too low off the ground. She's not going to be able to support herself. But what she's going to do now is really lock down and tighten her midline. Okay, by squeezing her lats, shortening her rib cage, and tightening up. And then she's going to show the drill. Ah, it looks so simple. And in reverse, lower down to the bottom of your dip and rock back. So quick to note, she's pulling forward and then driving her shoulders forward, all the while squeezing her midline. Want to do it one more time?
Right. Yeah, this flow is a little tricky, because in order to do it from a support, it involves a pretty good pike.
And a lot of CrossFitters don't have that kind of flexibility in their hamstrings or their posterior chain.
Yeah, but it still represents the pulling to pushing transition you're going to need to do on your muscle up. So, because it's so low, we were thinking there's got to be a better way without parallel bars to get up there.
Right. In the spirit of all things CrossFit, we decided to build a set of parallel bars out of one of our squat racks. Now, this is not super safe nor super stable, but if you're going to do it, make sure there's pins in it. Make sure the base is locked down. Make sure you have a spotter, and make sure you throw some mats around it. She's going to set up in her upper arm position with even pressure on her hands and her biceps, just like she did on the parallel bars down on the parallettes. Setting up with her feet forward. Again, going to lock down that midline, tighten down, squeeze her lats, drive her shoulders forward, and press up. Okay? And in reverse, nice and slow, lower down, and rock back. Okay? That's the scaled version. Now she's going to do one with her feet off the ground. This is a little more advanced. Again, she's going to tighten up, squeeze, and push. Okay? So you can notice how important it is to maybe have a spotter or two, because you can see the squat rack moving here. Okay? There you go. Basically, a Russian bar dip is going to transfer over nicely. You're going to see how she has to transfer her shoulders over the bar, over her hands, and then press up. Do you have anything to add here, just in terms of maybe squeezing the bar in, something like that? Kelly's going to demonstrate what it looks like to not make your Russian bar dip, okay? With your feet on the ground and not being tight enough, you're going to have a hard time getting forward and pushing. I've seen this a couple times, okay? So what you really got to do is lock down your midline by getting pressure on the parallel bars, squeezing them in, okay? And then when you drive forward, you got to drive your shoulders forward and keep your body moving in one direction all at the same time.
So you notice as I pull my body, if I'm tight, my hips are going to move at the same time as my shoulders. That's going to help drive the momentum forward.
Totally.
And the same thing on the way down. You keep your core tight and your whole body moves in one piece. Gives you a little bit more control and actually enables you to put your pressure in the right spot. One thing that's really great about the parallel bars is because they're more stable, you're able to really focus on that driving up and through part without letting them go around your body. Once you get better at feeling how far forward you need to drive your chest through, how hard you need to pull, how hard you need to push, you can take it back to the rings. One thing to note when you do take it back to the rings is you won't be able to exert the outside pressure on the parallel bars without falling through. So you're gonna have to take note that you need to be pulling in on the rings throughout, as well as driving up and driving through.
Cool. Let's take it over the rings. All right, so the last drill we're going to go over, working that transitional sticking point on the muscle up, is use with a band. We're going to introduce the band here, okay? So this is derived from belt work we used to do in gymnastics for body weight exercises on the rings. With young kids, you often put them in a belt so that they can actually experience driving through the sticking point on not only a muscle up, but getting into the right technical position on, say, an iron cross. Okay, so let's check that out.
One thing to note is that we have the rings really low, which is a great place to start practicing the transition. Because at that point, as you're learning to keep the rings in while you're moving through, the possibility of you falling through the middle becomes, greater. Especially if you're kipping into your muscle up. So many times we've seen people go for that first one and they get up there and they're not stable, so they go through. So at this height, you're able to get your feet to the ground before you do any damage to your shoulders. And I recommend it for the drill as well. So we're gonna get down nice and low.
Okay, I got this.
This is gonna help me. You're gonna stick the band right around your butt, just like you're a kid doing the jumper in the door frame, right? You're getting to your false grip. So when they're this height, you're gonna have to drop down first. Okay, just like over on the parallel bars, I'm gonna start with my feet down. Okay, elbows in tight. I'm gonna focus on that pull up and drive through.
Hopefully the band doesn't go. There we go. Good. All right. Here.
I recommend getting help with the band part of that one. It can get a little awkward in there. But one thing to note is that you want to have a band that's going to challenge you. Just like when you do pull-ups with a band, start with one. As you get stronger, go down to a smaller and smaller one. But at the end of the day, if the drill is way too easy and you're getting up there with no problem, it's not going to help you. You need to find one that's going to make you work for it.
Absolutely. Sweet. And that's it. Muscle up transitions. Just demonstrate the chicken wing drill. So to get tight on the bar, squeeze the bars in, push down through your elbows, and just do like 5 chicken wings. That's what we used to call them in gymnastics. But squeeze the bars in, lift your knees up, and all you want to do is get pressure by squeezing your lats and moving your body up and down as one unit. Okay? There you go. Will you do one Russian bar dip for me? Toes up.
For you, of course.
Sweet. Okay. Woo! And then the lower down, right back. Okay. So, one nice drill to get ready for your Russian bar dip, and that'll help you move your body in the right direction is that chicken wing drill.